Remnant 2 is a really, really good game. And I can say that having only played 38 hours and have only progressed a little bit of my main quest and barely done anything in my story. And I've even had the luxury of turning off the dialogue audio for all the NPCs. Because I read, saw reviews and they said it was a little cringe and they weren't too happy with the story and the dialogue and things. Some of the dialogue, not the fantastical creatures, of course, but... So I just muted them all. And yet I've still found the game really enjoyable. I was a skeptic. I didn't like the first game. I didn't really get into it. I didn't like the redness of the world and the way it sort of just felt so bleak, and I didn't get it, which, that can happen. Not all games people understand and appreciate straight away, and so I was just playing through solo. It didn't seem that cool, and then I went over here. I went to one of the checkpoints. The only thing I did was I went join game. I thought, what does this do? What sort of multiplayer do we have? And then boom, you can choose. You can go anywhere, all these different worlds, all these people stuck on boss battles or running around in different areas. And it just was fun to just jump in and play with other people and play socially. Now again, you have positives and negatives. There was no in-game voice chat. I've got all that disabled. But it was just, some people were stuck on puzzles, and then if you tried to help and then you try to follow a guide and they couldn't follow the guide, and then eventually everyone just gets upset and then they boot you out. But most of the time it's pretty simple. You just help people and battle bosses, and some of the bosses are really, really tough, and I've had some epic battles and epic things where people have hung on and one guy's got the job done when the boss had like a third of the health left or less, and then everyone else is dead, and then they just managed to hang on and win it. And it's just really, really enjoyable. The multiplayer it's fantastic, and the gameplay is good. The gameplay is very solid, and at first it's not quite, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It doesn't feel that amazing at first, but then once you get a bit of depth in your, all your different rings and things, all your different accessories and your different classes and all that sort of stuff, and the traits and things like that. See, I barely got any, so you can see I don't have much. It opens up and just gets, the depth of it just increases and increases and increases. So, and then you've got, the mods and things on the upgrading the mutators, and you've got all that sort of stuff, and your relics and all this. There's a huge amount of things going on, but at the same time, it's pretty simple. You go through the areas, you kill the enemies, you kill the boss. You find the boss, and then there's secret bosses, and then there's secret areas, and there's hidden loot, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff, and hidden weapons and rings, and it's so good just because you go through other people's multiplayer worlds, you go through their worlds, and you get the stuff that they pick up. So you get the rings, they pick up the rings, you get the rings. They get the guns, you get the guns. They get the mods and things, you get the mods. And then you end up picking up a whole bunch of stuff, and then if you play lots of multiplayer, you'll get the same worlds again and again, occasionally, and if you choose to. And when they pick up things you've already got, you get more scrap, so you get more money. So it actually makes you lots of money just to go through worlds you've done before, because they're going to pick up the same loot that you've already got, and you're going to get stacks of cash which you can use. So there's not a demerit. There's not like a doubling up of talismans that you don't need. There's no doubling up of amulets and rings, which is fantastic. I think really intelligent design. And then with the weapons, if you pick up, a weapon, probably a good example is probably one of these. Where is it? So this Hellfire, I just picked. Wait, is this one? This one? Yeah, picked it up in another game, and it gets an upgrade. So if you know what weapons you like, you can save upgrade resources, because if you know where they drop or where they can be found in a world, you can just keep multiplying, doing that same world, helping people, and then picking up the same weapon and getting free upgrades for it. And it works the same with the relics, because you get these modifiers here, and you pick up the same ones and you get upgrades. You can target farm the exact one you want, more range damage, or less recoil, and if you know what you're doing, there's a lot you can do with the multiplayer that benefits you. And apart from just getting XP for your archetype to level it up, just by killing enemies. Which is great when you're working on your other ones, because you've got so many. I want my starter one, and then I'm working on all these other ones. And I've got all these new fancy ones, and there's more to get, and there's so many of them, and they all have different skills, and they offer this variety of gameplay. That said, I'm still using my same starter weapons. That's really good. It's a really good game. I think I was a little skeptical. I didn't pre-order. I just bought the standard edition because I played the first game, and I just didn't feel it. But this one, I came in, turned off the audio. I don't know if it's better or worse, honestly. I'm just playing without it, of the NPC dialogue audio. And just multiplayer saved it for me. And now I get it, so I still have to progress my campaign in single player, or I'll just open it up to public and maybe someone will join. But yeah, don't sleep on the game. Remnant 2, very well priced. I think it's worth the money, absolutely. I highly recommend it. You see the 9 out of 10 reviews and things like that, and I can't disagree at this point. That said, I do want to, progress my own campaign and all that sort of stuff, and I haven't been doing like the adventure world stuff where you re-roll areas and things like that, because again, I got to progress my campaign more. But it's a really good game, and then on PlayStation 5, performance has been really, really good. I think there was a couple little areas with frame drops, nothing noticeable, like dramatically noticeable or anything like that. My issue's just been lag with multiplayer, which is I've been watching YouTube videos while I'm playing with other people randomly, and then sometimes it's bad, most of the time it's not. Again, time of day and all that sort of stuff, bandwidth things. All that stuff's pretty damn normal and understandable. It performs really well. I haven't had any. I've been booted from matches. Sometimes it doesn't. It just says network connection lost, but other times it's like you got banned. Banned from that person didn't want you there. I think I do prefer when it just says network connection lost to you banned. And you get all the different modifiers for the guns, flame things. You got all your different abilities. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And you got a whole bunch of people, shops, NPCs, they sell you stuff that actually matters, some of it. And you got a whole bunch of different weapons, all these different weapons, you got these things, like, pew, 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 pew. And then, like, it's like bouncing around, and you got, like, flamethrowers, and you get, like, you got the cube gun, you got pew, 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 pew. Got all these rings, you got all this cool stuff. Oh, I got this one. Let's use like a green gas. See, I'm just following the end now. Lightning thing. You got samurai swords, you got the all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. Buy the game, damn it. Yeah, if you're having any trouble with the solo thing, if you worry about dying to bosses a lot, which can happen, I do highly recommend you just play multiplayer and play with other people, and you'll get progression. You'll progress, you'll be able to find your way through, you'll get stronger, and then you'll be ready to tackle the bosses. But just be wary. There's a couple of things probably to be wary of. You can, if you upgrade your weapons a lot, you can become, your pallet level goes up. So let me show you advanced stats. And so you have to worry about, sometimes you have to worry about being strong and not strong enough because you haven't got a second classes and you've got to look all that. This is a game where you do want to look up a lot of guides, to be frank. Because there's a lot. There's a lot to know. There's a lot of mysteries, puzzles, hidden areas, secret stuff, quests, quest guides you might need. Secret ways to get bosses to spawn. There's a whole myriad of things. So it is like one of those games, and like a Souls game, where you do want to go on the the websites for guides and the websites for YouTube videos and things and all sorts of stuff. Just any sort of guide videos. And because it changes everyone's experience is slightly different. You can watch other people play, and it's not a big deal. I do prefer, again, playing myself rather than... But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Can't recommend the game highly enough. Get it. It's awesome. Yeah. It's been Frosty510. Like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Bye.